Hi there, welcome. Today we're going to be going over my Wii collection. And if you don't know what a Wii is, I'm old. I'm very old. But it is one of these bad boys that you used to dust off out of your grandparents' basement. And as you can see up here in the top, it came with Wii Sports. Wii Sports was this game where you played sports, but you didn't have to go outside. It was real peak 2010s. Now, I have with me a controller, a Wii controller with the A button, the B button, the plus, the minus, the home, and 11111222222, and then the power button up here. I remember so much playing the Wii, and when I got it, I before that only had the PlayStation 2, and I would play the Wii at my dad's work because we didn't have it yet, but his work had it, so I loved going to work with my dad. And it was just this big open conference room, and I'd sit all the way back here at the end of the table. There'd be this table right here. I'd sit right at the end of it, and then all the way up here is just this very big TV. Like, if it could almost double as like a movie theater screen. Here we have the nunchuck. There's C and Z. Z, C. And of course the analog. And this would clip right into the controller, right in this area, like so. Now, let's look at that Wii Sports that we were talking about earlier. This was the best game all time, probably of any console, simplistically wise. There are, 5 sports? We've got bowling, boxing, tennis, baseball, and golfing. And with that came countless hours of fun. The Wii is one of those systems that you really could just get the whole family in on because of this game right here. There's another story I've got for when we get to a certain game. Here we go. This is one of the first games I got with it. The Beatles Rock Band. And I remember I really liked to sing with this game, but I also had the guitar and the drums, and I really enjoyed the drums as well, and I really liked the guitar. Like, all around, this was like prime music gaming, because there was also other games like Rock Band Country. And both of these were all about music. Now, I enjoyed the Beatles much more. It's not that the country rock band was bad. It's got Alan Jackson, Brad Paisley, Brooks and Dunn, Dierks Bentley, Dixie Chicks, Drive-By Truckers, Jason Aldean, Keith Urban, Kenny Chesney, Kenny Rogers, Lucina Williams, Miranda Lambert, Montgomery Gentry, Rascal Flatts, Sarah Evans, Shania Twain, Steve Earle, Trace Adkins, and Willie Nelson. Country has never been my strongest suit. When I listen to country, it's mostly the newer age country that everybody hates. But I like that, mainstream country, I guess you would say. But as for the Beatles, I remember at one point I knew every song on this list. Let me just name a couple. A Hard Day's Night, Back in the USSR, Birthday, Can't Buy Me Love, Come Together, Day Tripper, Dear Prudence, Don't Let Me Down. 8 Days a Week was one of my favorites. Hard Day's Night was another. Back in the USSR was another. Getting Better, Hello, Goodbye, Helter Skelter, Here Comes the Sun. Actually, this is kind of a hot take, but I'm not that much of a fan of that specific song. I know it's very popular. I Want to Hold Your Hand was one of my absolute favorites. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds was another. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, Ticket to Ride, Twist and Shout was a fun one. With a Little Help from My Friends, Within You, Without You, Tomorrow Never Dies, Yellow Submarine, absolute hood classic right there. Now, we get on to a bit more of a niche game here, but if you played this game, you know how fun it was. It came with like a little stick too. It was really fun. NHL Slapshot was like peak Wii NHL game. And you could you can see right here, you could start as a peewee and make your way up through the ranks. Alright. Sports were a big thing on the Wii, so Celebrity Sports Showdown, and as you can see, Paul Pierce here with a volleyball, not a basketball for some reason. Fergie with a paddle. Christy Yamaguchi, I have no idea who that is. Keith Urban with a tennis racket. Sugar Ray Leonard. And finally, Avril Lavigne, right there. This had a lot of sports on it. It was almost like the DLC version of Wii Sports. There were a couple of different types of Wii games. There was Wii Sports, Wii Fit Plus, Wii Games. Let me see if I have that here. I do not. I have no idea where it is then. Anyway, G-Force. I did not play this full game, but from what I remember, it was a relatively fun little game. I can't say I remember a whole lot, but that is G-Force with the old GameStop tag right there. Alright, we've got the Star Wars collection, which we'll get to last because I'm a Star Wars guy. What can I say? Let's go back to real quick. We'll do these two. NHL 2K10. These were really fun games just to play with the nunchuck and the Wii remote and get a little bit of exercise, and you could actually like take the shot. That's one of the reasons that the Lego Star Wars Saga was so fun on the Wii, was because you could actually hack and slash with your controller. And as you can see right there, we've got Alex Ovechkin. And this is the 10th anniversary edition. And here we've got Wii Fit, something I've already talked about. This is one of those games where if you had this as a kid, usually you'd find your parents would have bought this game as well. Wii Fit was this fun little yoga game that always kind of, I don't know about you, but it always told me I was overweight, which, I mean, to be fair, it wasn't wrong, but like, relax. Alright. I haven't played this. This is another game I haven't played all the way through, but Legends of the Guardians, Owls of Gahoo. I absolutely love this movie. I feel like I don't ever hear anybody talk about it anymore, but this was actually a pretty banger movie. Soren is such a fun character, and basically, he fights his brother at the end. There's this whole thing. He learns to be a guardian. That's about as simple of a description as I can give, but it has been a minute. Next, we've got the Biggest Loser challenge. I don't know about you, but the Biggest Loser was something that I remember watching all the time in my house. Like, we would watch it like at least once a week. And this actually comes with a free 1-month membership. That's crazy. Gillian Anderson was actually really fun to watch on that show, but now there's all this stuff. Now to get to the best game I think I've ever seen, and it's based on one of the best movies out there. There's no doubt in my mind that you will 100% agree with this take, and it's not a hot take at all. Here we've got M. Night Shyamalan, The Last Airbender, with, how did they say it? Ong? And, did they pronounce it Soka? Just like, you had so much. I don't hate this movie, but I hate that they got the pronunciation wrong, because I feel like there were all these episodes. You had source material, and you're telling me you got the main character's name's pronunciation wrong. That is wild. Overall, from what I played of this game, it's not the worst game in the world. You see like a $3. For $3, it's a fun little game. And maybe someday I'll even play all the way through on another channel and actually have a educated description summary take on the whole matter. But back to Star Wars. We've got here Star Wars, the Lego Star Wars, the complete saga. Wow, was I saying that weird. This is episodes 1 through 6, all in this game. I know that some people preferred the Star Wars, the video game. Some preferred Star Wars 2, the original trilogy. And I feel like both those groups just enjoyed all of those. Some memories were over here, some over here, and some right here. Once again, this is probably my favorite edition of Lego Star Wars. I think this was absolute peak. To use the controller to be able to hack and slash all you wanted, there was something just fun about the ability to, slash your way through some of these games. And this was one of them. I'd say I'd have memories of this game, but I've played the game so many times that they all run together at this point. Star Wars, The Force Unleashed, which I learned later in my life that there was a second one. Let's talk about the second one real quick, because that's a lot less time. So I bought this for $5 apparently, or $4 was the Elite membership, and I've not played it. That's why it is super simple. I've played a little bit of it on the PC version over on Steam, and I could just never get into it because I was having a lot of fun with the mods and the skins I was putting in the game that I wasn't really focusing on the game itself. But Star Wars The Force Unleashed was a fantastic game, especially once again on the Wii. The ability to hack, the ability to slash with your own remote. I feel like if the Switch would do that, we would have so much more fun with it. But The Force Unleashed, I remember playing lightly, very lightly. Looking at the back, I can remember the story of this kid that the first level is on Kashyyyk, and he runs into Darth Vader. Then he trains, becomes Star Killer, and he takes down ATSTs and all these Jedi Masters, and just, it's really cool. Star Killer was almost like the first Inquisitor, or certainly the most powerful. He wasn't fully under that title. He was, I would go as far as to say he's Darth Vader's apprentice. And the reason I go that far is because he pretty much was. Alright. Finally. we've got Star Wars, The Clone Wars, lightsaber duels, and if you've seen my other videos, my other game collections, you'll know some of these are repeats. However, this game, once again, super fun hack and slash, is really fun for a little bit. You get to play as a bunch of different characters, and the ability to fight in the Clone Wars settings and all these places and with all these characters, it's really fun. It's a creative idea. I really enjoy it. But that is it for Wii Sports on the back here. And that is it. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video.